Hi, and welcome to another episode of Melissa's Menu. It's been a while and I've missed cooking. My Christmas and New Year's break was great, as I hope yours was as well. But I'm happy to be back in the kitchen sharing some brand new recipes. Now that the holidays are over, it's time to stay true to many of my viewers' New Year's resolutions, which is eating healthy, exercising more, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't sound that exciting and fun, I know. Especially coming from me, since you all know how much I don't love, fruits and vegetables. But maybe it's time I took a walk to the other side. These heart-healthy recipes are sure to please anyone, including me. We have a very busy night ahead, so let's begin. I have 3 recipes that are good for you. First, we're making lemon thyme bars. Then we have chicken and biscuit pot pie, a lighter version. And finally, taco salad with homemade lime and tomato dressing. First, we're starting with the lemon thyme bars. Okay, we're starting with the dry ingredients first. 1 cup of flour, which I already have measured right here. And make sure that you measure exact when you're baking. I know I've said that many times. Very, very important step. A half teaspoon salt, we're mixing that together. And 2 tablespoons of fresh thyme. Hence the lemon thyme bars. Make sure this is fresh, by the way. Oh, I love the aroma of the thyme. It smells so good. So all we're doing, adding this right into your dry mixture. Just mixing this together. Okay, so we have our dry ingredients all set. We're gonna just put that aside. And now for our wet ingredients. We're using our electric mixer, which is my very favorite kitchen gadget. We are first adding 1 stick of unsalted butter. Make sure this is room temperature, very important when baking. This will give it a nice flaky texture. Mine's a little bit melted, but that's okay. Just do not want the butter cold. And this is unsalted. I'm not sure if I told you that or not. So 1 stick unsalted butter. Let's just beat this. Okay, to that we're adding a half cup of powdered sugar. And this is great because it dissolves really easy in this recipe, powdered sugar. So a half cup of powdered sugar right into the mixture here. And a half teaspoon of vanilla extract. Mix this together. So while this is on, we're going to add a half of a large lemon, which is just about 2 tablespoons. Make sure it's fresh lemon juice, folks. Don't get the store-bought stuff. So we have the fresh lemon juice, we have the powdered sugar, the 1 stick unsalted butter, and a half teaspoon of the vanilla extract. Vanilla extract, as most of you know, is pretty much a key ingredient for all baking cookies and bars and that sort of thing. So this is all mixed together. And now for the dry ingredients. We're just pouring this into our wet mixture, excuse me. This is the thyme, the flour, and the salt. Okay, mix this together. Perfect. We have our 8x8 or 9x9 if you want square pan. If you have a longer one, you can use that instead. And all we're doing is dropping this dough right into the middle here, spreading it out. We have our oven preheated at 325, and we're baking this for just about 30 minutes. So we're putting this right in the middle here. How I love this electric mixer. Like I said, my very favorite kitchen tool. Now, stay with me. I'm just gonna wet my hands real quick. I'll be right back. All right, finally done. I made a mess out of myself. Into the oven, just about 30 minutes. Okay, folks, so the lemon bars are in the oven. Time for the glaze. Very easy. A 1/2 cup powdered sugar, which I already have pre-measured, and our other lemon half. I love this little gadget, by the way. Cute little strainer, perfect for lemons. This should be just about 2 tablespoons actually, and make sure you're using the large lemons for this. The smaller ones won't have quite enough juice in them. Okay, whisk this. That's it, folks. This is our glaze. After our bars are completely cooled, we will pour the glaze over, and we want the glaze to harden, which takes about an hour, and then we can dig into the bars. Okay. So our lemon bars are done, and now we're gonna add the glaze and just pour it right over. So again, this is a 1/2 cup powdered sugar and 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. And what you want to do is just spread this out and just let it sit for about a 1/2 hour or so, because you want the glaze to be hardened. And then we can try the bars. And one bar actually has only 1,000 calories. I mean 100 calories, sorry, and 6 grams of fat. On to our next recipe, our homemade chicken and biscuit pot pie. This is not your grandma's pot pie. It's just as good, but it has a lot less calories in it. What I have cooking so far is I have 1.5 pounds of boneless chicken breasts. You know what I bought in the store actually? They have them in chicken nugget packets. They're all white meat. They're already cut up bite-sized pieces, so it's perfect. Again, this is 1.5 pounds of chicken. I already seasoned it with a little bit of salt and pepper, and of course some extra virgin olive oil. So it's nice and brown. This is fully cooked. I'm just going to put this aside for right now and start on our vegetables. Over here, a couple more tablespoons of the olive oil. I'm adding to that 1 medium onion. I love that sound. I'm also adding 2 stalks of celery, which I already have diced. This is a great casserole. It goes a long way. Makes a lot of food for a family. So this is perfect for your weeknight dinner, weekend, company coming over, what have you. 2 carrots as well that have already been chopped. So we're cooking this together. These are all your classic flavors of a pot pie. Now we just want this to soften just about 5 to 10 minutes, and then we'll come back to this. Folks, so I have my onions, my celery, and my carrots. They're nice and soft. And to that I'm adding some green beans. I know you're a little surprised because I talk about how much I don't like vegetables. I actually do like green beans and corn. Maybe I am turning a new leaf actually. So I have about 1.5 cans of green beans. You can use fresh green beans if you like, as they're just going to take a little bit longer to cook. Lots of vegetables in this recipe. To the green beans, I'm adding 2 cloves of minced garlic I have right here. And we're just going to let this soften. I already have this minced, and garlic, as I always say, makes everything taste better. So while this is mixing together, I'm going to grab my wet ingredients for my sauce. Wait until you see my sauce. It's a beautiful creamy sauce, but it has no cream. The secret is that I'm using 1% low-fat milk, not skim milk, 1% low-fat, and I'll show you the rest in just a minute. Okay, folks, I am adding 1.5 cups of 1% milk. And like I said, when you measure your wet ingredients, make sure you're always eye level. Okay, we'll add this in here. Turn up the heat a little bit more. Looks good so far. While this is mixing, I'm going to add some more liquid that's going to thicken the sauce. I'm adding, let's see here, 1/4 cup of flour, which I already have measured, and 1 cup of chicken stock. This is going right into our mixture here. Look how beautiful this is with all the colors. Now we want this to come to a boil. It looks rich and creamy, but again, no fattening cream and no butter. So while this comes to a boil, I'm just going to briefly talk about the rest of the recipe. We'll be adding the chicken back in just a minute, and then 1 cup of thawed peas. Lots of green vegetables. I actually love peas. They're full of fiber. And then I'm also adding some leftover thyme from the lemon thyme bars. And this will give it a nice woody flavor. And then a little bit of salt and pepper. But I don't want to jump too far ahead, so hang tight while this boils. Okay, so this is nice and thick. I'm adding 1 cup of peas. Make sure these are thawed, by the way. Look how beautiful this is. I'm so proud of the new Melissa. Now, I don't know how long this new Melissa is going to last, but I like it so far. And now I'm adding our chicken back in. Again, this is about 1.5 pounds, bite-sized white chicken breast. And then we'll add our thyme, just about maybe I don't know, this looks like maybe a tablespoon or so. Just sprinkle some thyme. This gives it a nice, nice flavor. And then, of course, a little bit of salt and pepper. What we're doing next is just mixing this together, and we'll put this right in the bottom of our casserole dish, which I have buttered, or if you have some cooking spray like Pam, you can use that as well. Pour this right into the pan. Look at this, beautiful. I think I'm going to take some of this to work with me tomorrow. Spread this out. And now I'm making a homemade drop biscuit topping. Sounds fancy, doesn't it? This is actually made with whole wheat flour. But I promise it tastes really good. We're just going to put this aside just for a few minutes and go to the end of the counter over here. I have my new Ninja that I'm using, which is so convenient. So what I'm doing is adding 1/2 cup of whole wheat flour right here. And we're also adding a little bit of your regular flour as well. So 1/4 cup of white flour. And a little bit of both in there. a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 3/4 teaspoon of baking powder, and then we are using a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and pepper. Whoops, I must put too much salt in. Pepper. And now I'm just going to pulse this together just for 1 second. Mix this together. Okay. Now to that I'm adding 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter. 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter. What we want to do is pulse it maybe a dozen times. We want it to form just some pebble-sized pieces. Okay, that's what we're going for. Make sure the butter is cold. I cannot stress this enough. This is a key step, folks, because it's going to give the crust a nice flaky texture, which is what we are looking for. So let's pulse this just for a minute. It looks good to me. Now we're adding buttermilk. Now buttermilk is actually low in fat, despite its butter in the name. We're adding 1/2 cup and 2 tablespoons of canola oil. Okay, let's mix this together, and then I'll show you how to put it on top of the chicken pot pie. So all we're doing, just adding little dollops, and then we'll just spread it out a little bit. Now, of course, you don't have to use a whole wheat flour if you don't need to lose any weight, which after the holidays, I think most of us could use to lose a few pounds. Okay. Let's just kind of smooth this out. And these are going to be kind of like little mini biscuits. We want this to turn nice and brown on top. So just about 20 minutes in the oven. Okay. Beautiful. Very happy with how this looks. So set your timer for 20 minutes. Finally, for our last recipe, taco salad with lime tomato dressing. Doesn't that sound fancy? I know. Did you know a typical taco salad has more calories than a bacon double cheeseburger? I love both of those, but it's true. This taco salad cuts those calories in half, but keeps all the flavor. So we're starting with browning 3/4 pound of 90% beef. You can also use turkey if you like. And you don't need to add any oil in here. This is going to take a few minutes to brown. And I have a very special guest on the show tonight, and then I'll bring out some other guests at the end. So Mike is my guest, or Banjo I should say. Come on over and say hello.
Hello.
This is my lovely boyfriend. You guys, I finally have a boyfriend.
How long?
Okay. So what I'm going to have you do is chop the lettuce.
Okay.
We're using romaine lettuce for the salad. And the reason that we're using romaine is because it has more nutrition value than iceberg lettuce does. The darker the green, the darker the leaf, the more nutrition. At least that's what Google said anyway. I don't know. I barely ever eat lettuce, so I hope I'm giving you the correct information. What?
I can vouch for that.
I don't care for vegetables. What can I say? But this is actually going to be very good. When's the last time you had a taco salad?
A healthy one?
Yeah.
I've never had a healthy one before.
Well, you're going to love this. I promise. So we're browning the beef, and once this is brown, we're going to add some black beans. And we're not using a full pound of the beef because we're using the black beans to kind of add to the flavor. That's already done?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm quick.
You are quick. Okay, so he's going to start to build the taco salad. So we're adding first the lettuce in both of our bowls here. And this serves about 4 to 6 people, by the way. So just put a little bit on each if you don't mind. Now this taco salad has a lot of seasonings, which I don't really like anything spicy. But you need a little bit of spice with this because the beef doesn't have a whole lot of flavor. We don't want to add the taco seasoning packets because they're full of sodium. So we're going to add some garlic, chili powder, and cayenne pepper. You can use as little or as much as you want. I'm just using about a tablespoon of the chili powder and a half teaspoon of the cayenne pepper because it's pretty strong.
I can't wait to try this.
Oh, nice job so far, Banjo. I have some friends that came to watch the episode, but they're really going to be on the episode at the end.
You're going to have to let me know when this is done because I can't tell with the red and green color vision
Oh,
thing.
right. He's colorblind,
Yeah.
you guys. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to say that. Can you turn that down a little bit?
Yeah.
Yep, the other way. Keep going. Are you number blind too?
Oh,
I'm just kidding. I'm just
that's
kidding.
awesome.
I thought that was funny. Okay, here you go. Now you can. I'm going to actually have him make this whole meal. You can add the garlic now. This is 2 tablespoons. I'm sorry, two garlic cloves minced, and I love garlic. You are more than welcome to add more garlic than that.
You want it all in there?
I want the whole thing in there, baby.
Okay.
We just want the garlic to soften. Make sure it doesn't turn brown because it will taste nasty. As it is, I bet that's going to taste nasty. I'm just kidding. It's not going to taste bad.
Stir it up?
Sorry. Yep, stir it up. And now I'm going to have you add. What do you think? Do you like do you like taco salad that's spicy?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to give you permission to add a tablespoon of chili powder. So just measure that out,
Are you going to be okay with that?
I guess. We'll try it. Just measure out a tablespoon.
How's that?
You can add a little bit more than that, actually. And we'll do a half teaspoon, excuse me, of the cayenne pepper, which really gives it a nice kick.
Can't wait. Sitting in a tree. Okay.
Okay, and now we're adding a can. We have a can of black beans that are rinsed and ready to rumble. Add the black beans.
All right.
Just pour the whole thing in. You're doing really good so far. I'm really proud of you. You've come a long way.
Thank you. I have a good teacher.
All right, turn up the heat a little bit on that. And now we're just adding a 1/3 cup water. Yep, right there.
You want medium?
That's perfect right there. So we're adding water, mix that together. And this is going to become a little thick. We want it to be like a gravy consistency.
She's awfully
Okay.
bossy.
I know. Well, that's what you get for being on the show today.
Thank you.
So just keep stirring that. And while he's doing that, I'm going to make our dressing. Like I said, this is a lime tomato dressing. I hate tomatoes, but this is actually pretty good. I tried it. I have 4 medium-sized tomatoes diced right here. To that, I'm adding 2 tablespoons of fresh lime juice. Make sure it's fresh. Don't get the store-bought stuff, please. It's full of sugar. And a little bit of salt and pepper. And I'm adding 2 tablespoons of EVOO, which we all know, extra virgin olive oil.
What do you do if you drool into the food?
Well, we
Is there
don't
a
really
remedy for that?
we don't really want that to happen. It has happened, and Mr. Mott has eaten it before.
You can try it.
How's that coming? It looks pretty good, right? Folks, this is it for the dressing. I mean, talk about easy. What, 3 ingredients? You would eat this, right?
You want me to be honest?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Thought he was going to say no for a minute there. That would have been tragic. All right, so I think we are ready to assemble our taco salad.
Okay, what
So
do we do?
all we're gonna do is grab, if you want to, oh, here it is. We're gonna first add a scoop.
I love this spoon.
You can thank my mom who had me, and then my grandmother who had my mom, and then, just kidding. So,
I have already.
so take a scoop of the beef
Nope.
mixture first.
Oh,
Put that
okay.
on the lettuce. I love having people on the show. Another scoop is good. And this is very full. This is full of nutrition. Yep, one on that one. Next, we're going to add the tomato lime dressing.
This looks so good.
Thank you, thank you. Oh, wait till the end part, you guys. So I'm going to do a scoop of this. Look how beautiful. And make sure, by the way, make sure you add the tomato, the juices from the tomato. That gives it a nice flavor as well. We're going to sprinkle this with some extra sharp cheddar cheese. You don't need a whole lot. This is full of fat. You can use a non-fat or low fat, but I don't recommend it. It doesn't have nearly as much flavor. And then if you could grab those chips over there, please. Okay. And just crumble some. These are
Got it?
baked tortilla chips, virtually no fat. So pretty healthy recipe. If you want to just crumble some of the chips on top of that. And I'm going to finish making our other salad over here.
It's my favorite part.
He's really angry right now. He's getting all of his frustrations out. This actually
that?
looks awesome. A little bit more, please.
Okay.
I love chips. And I'm gonna slide over here beside you to finish this off. Folks, look how simple this was. And wait till we try it. We have some hungry people in our audience that are dying to try our food tonight. Perfect. I'm gonna grab a fork so we can both try this, okay? Now, you can add sour cream. I have some low-fat sour cream. Just kidding, it's regular. I don't like low-fat. You can have low-fat if you want. Would you like some on yours?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Please.
And this is it, folks. This is homemade taco salad with lime tomato dressing. Okay, let's try this. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
This looks really good. And I actually do like black beans. Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Try to get like a little bit of everything if you
Yeah.
can. I'm gonna try it now. Mmm.
I didn't interrupt him.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of Melissa's Menu. Special thanks to Mike Mott of the California Plumber, A.L. Pedrozani and Sons Painting Contractors, and Emerald Landscape Supply for underwriting Melissa's Menu. Have a nice week. See you next week.